Hey everyone, I'm Haley Meyer, the host of Beyond the Sidelines, and we're here at our final morning of the BSN Collegiate Showcase. It's game day here at the Akron-style Fieldhouse. I have here with me Jimmy Kibble, the CEO of Beyond Sports Network, and also a former punter and kicker for the NFL. So, Jimmy, what I want to ask you is, there was a huge kicking competition here at the Collegiate Showcase. How many kickers did we bring in, and what was the competition all about?
We originally brought in 22 kickers.
Okay.
And the idea was not to have your average kicking day, but instead have a showcase and a competition that would take place over 2 days.
Okay.
And the idea being we were going to put them through a number of kicking tests to test their abilities, their athleticism, and their mental toughness. We had them kicking you regular, just field goals off a holder, and then we turned around the next day and had defensive linemen taunting them. We put them through snap and hold, because the idea was to cut down in an elimination type format. We had to get to 4 kickers. But I got to tell you, for the 22 kickers that came here, I think every one of them, fine-tuning their skills over the next couple of months, could land a professional opportunity.
Really? And now, how did you go about the selection process for these kickers? How do you go about finding the highlight tapes and stuff for not only these kickers, but small school kickers?
That's a great question. The biggest part about being a kicker is not so much trying to find out who is the best kicker out there,
right,
but giving a kicker the opportunity to show up.
Okay.
You know, as they say, you're only as good as your next kick. And, you know, could all these kickers kicked at the D1 level? Absolutely. There was tremendous strength, there was tremendous focus. And I got to tell you, the kicking showcase, probably the hardest thing to run because the numbers were so close. At the end of the day, when we got to 4, the margin was 1 field goal. We actually had to run through extra rounds and have
go into
7.
almost an overtime per se.
We had a sudden death kickoff,
okay,
where
awesome.
7 guys, instead of giving them a chance to kick short field goals, we put them at the 45-yard line, and it was 55 yards until you miss.
Okay.
And we had several guys keep
Right.
making them. But what was great is the kickers, their attitudes, their mentality, you know, they were cheering each other on because you only have so many spots in the NFL, the CFL, and so on.
Okay.
But the benefit being giving these guys a chance to promote themselves, promote their athletic abilities, get them on film so that we can share them with 11 to 12 professional leagues.
Right, okay. So now you went through not the exact same process, but a similar process as these guys did. The going in front of scouts, or like you said, getting in game-like situations, or testing your mental toughness and stuff like that. Of these 20 guys that you saw, honestly, what do you think of how much talent was there? Do you think the top 3 guys, do you think they could potentially be in the NFL, or are we talking like arena and CFL all across the board? What do you think?
Great question, and it really comes down to the situation they're put in. But I can tell you, there were 5 to 6 guys here that I would endorse to the NFL.
Wow, okay.
I would like to put them in front of special teams coaches, let the coaches make the decision themselves. But at the end of the day, I think they had the power, I think they had the athletic ability, and like anything else, you can always fine-tune, you can always practice to get better. But I think that at the end of the day, I would be very surprised if all 22 kickers over the next 12 months didn't find opportunities from the NFL down to the IFL.
And now for a kicker, is it a similar tryout process as any other position? Do they do the pro day like everyone else, and do they get the invite to come maybe kick for a team, or how does that work for a kicker?
At the NFL Combine, which I got to attend 12 years ago, it really isn't. Because
Okay.
you're not testing your athletic strength and speed. Instead, you've got a number of kicks to make, and at the end of the day, it's make or miss.
Right. And
And
they were kicking a lot yesterday. I did.
Oh, these kickers kicked easily 400 to 500 balls.
Wow. Yeah.
And that's between warm-up and kicks. But the problem is, you know, through my career, over 7 to 8 years going to pro combines, unfortunately, not many of these are geared towards kickers.
Right.
At almost every combine, you don't really have a set situation for
Right.
kickers. They come in, take a couple of kicks, let's see how you do. You have more specialized kicking combines. But at the BSN Collegiate Showcase, we really wanted to make this an emphasis that you're winning a position.
Right. Okay. Very cool. We did see you take a couple kicks. You seem to still have it there. So thank you so much, and it's been a fun weekend.
Thank you, Haley.